Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new video on the Road to Golden Viper series. I just want to make a small point though before we fully begin. That Road to Gold video for the STG, the initial release date was supposed to be the 9th of November, but I forgot to upload it overnight, and then I forgot to do the same thing again on the 10th. So it only came out on the 11th. Technically, I have 3 guns, Gold or Golden Viper in zombies. Currently, I'm working on the PPSh, but we're not talking about those 3. We are currently talking about the MP40. Now, with the MP40, it was actually a lot easier for me to do than the STG, and I think the sole reason why is because I got to a good point now, you know. I know the strategy, I know the game plan to do the camo challenges. With the STG, it took me around 9 hours to do because I was not super efficient with the 10 rapid kills 50 times. With the MP40, I knocked those camos down before I even got into like level 50 or 60 on the MP40. So that was a huge, that's a huge improvement from last time. So I say I was able to turn in my opinion, the hardest challenge into just another simple challenge. The actual grind for the weapon took me around 3 to 4 hours. It involved me popping double XP, like double weapon XP tokens, about 2 hours at a time, playing the game, leveling it up. With double weapon XP tokens activated, depending on how fast I kill a zombie, it's around, give or take, 10 to 15 levels per hour. And that's a lot, but if you mix in MP with that, if you do, or if you really make yourself efficient, you could break like 20 levels an hour. Which is still sounds like a lot, especially when you got like the war zone strategy where you go into plunder, you do the contracts and all that stuff. Still though, 20 levels in zombies, that's pretty good, you know. And I'm not saying that's 100% definitive, but there are times when I'm like starting out a gun, or the gun's like at like level 15 within about 40 minutes to like an hour of playing, maybe an hour and 30. The weapon goes from like level 15 to like 30, 35, you know, around there. I also want to make note of this since I didn't do it within my last video because I didn't realize it in my last one, but weapon attachments don't do what they say depending on the gun. And I want to go over the magazine attachments or the barrel attachments that increase that either increase damage or decrease damage. And I want to go over those because each weapon has a base damage in zombies and a headshot damage in zombies. Doesn't matter if you're using an STG that does 29 damage and you make it 22 damage or 41 damage depending on what you do. That STG will always do 30 damage non-pack punch and goes up from there. It does the same amount of damage. I don't know if this is intentional or not, so I want to recommend everyone, if you're playing zombies, don't do attachments that increase damage. Instead, do attachments that increase the fire rate. So with the STG, you can do the, I forgot what exact magazine conversion it is, but you can do the one that gives you fire rate but decreases damage. That way, it still does 30 damage, but instead of shooting at 600 RPM, it's like 650 RPM. As well, you get more recoil control, which is super useful because depending on the gun, you know, if you're using like a PPSh and that thing has a lot of recoil, you can put on the Nambu rounds, which increase the fire rate, but as well increase the recoil control. So then it goes from being like a bouncy weapon to like a near laser kind of deal. My class setup for the PPSh, that's the 4th weapon I'm currently doing, and that my class setup has me just lasering zombies, you know. There's some initial recoil kick, but it quickly solves itself, like within like a second or two of me firing. It's not that much. As well, I want to say my thoughts on Vanguard Zombies. I was gonna make a video on it, but it was a long video and I want to make it brief. A lot of people don't enjoy Vanguard Zombies right now, and I get the reason why, and that it's bare bones, but people, I believe, are throwing it way out of proportions, you know. Yes, it's bare bones. Yes, we don't have the same amount of content as we did when Cold War launched, but there's still stuff to do. People say that, like, oh, since there's no like Easter egg or no round based, there's nothing to do, but we got a camera grinding to do. The Altar of Covenants allows you to play different ways and all that stuff. You know, you can do different stuff. If you want to do a melee only build, you can do that. If you want to make a build where you're an absolute unit, you can do that. In general, I actually enjoy Vanguard Zombies. Would I say that I'm gonna be playing it after I get Dark Aether done? Most likely not, unless there's something huge that they add or more contents add into the game. I may go back and play like Onslaught on Black Ops Cold War or regular zombies, but so far with how I'm playing Dawn Fong, I'm actually enjoying the zombies experience this year. I actually enjoy it and I actually like it. And again, I get why people don't like it, you know. It's not traditional round based, it's not traditional zombies, there's no Easter egg at launch, there's like not a lot of these things. But as well, and I'm not saying it's the same thing for everyone, but I've been playing zombies since day one of Nocturne Totem. Even though this launch is bare bones compared to previous, like compared to the recent zombies installations, compared to World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, this is not a bare bones launch. People would say it is, but I think the only thing that lacks from those games would be, like, in terms of launch content, would be an Easter egg and a wonder weapon. But even then, you know, like Transit, that launch map, that Easter egg was like 4 players. You needed 4 players, so it didn't matter. I also want to put into perspective, when I played zombies growing up, I never played co-op, really. I never had friends that played zombies or anything like that. I never even touched social media besides like YouTube until like 2015, 2016. So I had no connections at all with people. I played zombies solo. The only time I played with friends was in multiplayer. So I want to make everything apparent. The very first Easter egg I've done solo was Origins, and that's the very first Easter egg I've completed. Yes, you could have done Call of the Dead solo, and you could have done the first half of Moon solo, but I only introduced myself to YouTube around 2012, 2013 time. So that was a bit after those maps released, and I never done the Easter egg on them solo, besides Moon now, you know. Besides, recently, I've done the Easter egg solo, but back then I didn't. So for me, whenever I played zombies up until I completed Origins solo, it was all about just survive, you know, and that's the same thing I have with Vanguard, you know. When I think of zombies, I don't think of round base, you know, I don't think that's the core. I think the core of zombies is you're pitted against an army of the undead. With what you have, you survive, and that's what I think the core of zombies is, you know. I'm not gonna go too in depth with how I feel about Vanguard because that's gonna be a super long video in its own right. I don't even think I'm gonna make it a video. As I said, I did recordings for it, but I don't think I'm gonna continue it. But yeah, the Road to Golden Viper, the MP40 done. Technically as well, I got the Type 100 done. I wanted to make this video and release it before I did the Type 100, before I did it at least, but you know that did not happen. But you know, I got the MP40 and the Type 100 and the STG done now. Type 100 is going to be the next video. I may get that video out on the 15th or 14th, depending on how fast I can do it. And the 4th weapon I'm going for currently is the PPSh, the original meat grinder. One thing I actually like, before, this is gonna be like closing thoughts before I leave. One thing I like about the PPSh in Vanguard, even though it's not the best, you can make it the World at War PPSh. It may not seem like it, but what you can do is you can do the rapid barrel, the second fire rate, but not the second fire rate, the second overall barrel. You could do the 71 Goenko or Naboo rounds, I think is what it is. I think it's the Naboo rounds, the faster fire rate rounds, and you can do the recoil booster, and you can have an RPM of 1300. It's a 5-shot to kill though instead of a 4-shot to kill, but it has basically the same time to kill as the World at War PPSh. It has just above the fire rate of the World at War PPSh, and if you wanted to, you could do a regular 71 round mag, or you could do the Russian mag, the Russian short mag, and have it become a 3-shot kill with about the same fire rate. I think the fire rate at that point is like 1100 RPM, so it's still insane, you know? And that's the thing I love about the PPSh. I hope to make a video on it in terms of multiplayer soon, you know. Recently, the game has not been the most favorable to me, but hopefully that changes. But yeah, as I exit out of this video, I don't know what else to say, you know. Just, I talked about the hardest challenges in the STG video, and now going onwards, they're not really that hard or challenging. They're just time consuming now. That's all they are, is time consuming. So yeah, I have nothing else to say or make note of. I think what I'm going to do with each Road to Golden Viper is talk about something different that I like with the game, or like older Call of Duties, you know. Engage with the audience, as you can say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the series I'm doing. I wish to see you guys again next time on the Type 100 video. Have a good rest of your day, and remember to be an amazing person this day.